Welcome back to Crossroads. One of my favorite shows that we've done since we've been on the air and debuted in May of 2007 was our Go Tell Michelle episode. Last month, we asked women from our community to come on the program to talk about Michelle Obama and what she means to them as women of color. And one of the ladies impressed me so that I asked her back to tell her story about how she quit her job and got her husband to do the same thing so she can make this community a better place. Miss Gail Roddy is here. Thank you so much for being with us on Crossroads.
Thank you for having me.
Now introduce all these handsome gentlemen that you have brought with you today.
Well, this is the love of my life, my husband Bill Roddy. He's the Director of Technology for Osiris Organization. This is Vann Ek, CEO of Interfusion. Cortez Wilson, CEO of Right Choice Enterprises.
Now, tell me about Osiris. That's the company that you and your husband run together.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, 12 years ago, actually, it was Bill who came home one day and said, honey, I want to quit my job and let's start a nonprofit organization and work full-time with young people.
See, now, you are a wonderful wife, because had my husband said that, I would have went downstairs to the basement to his office, got all the bills, brought them back up to him, and said, you're going to quit on XL Energy and Wells Fargo and Citibank and the phone company and the cable. Come on, give me something.
Well, I thought the same thing. I was cooking. I was literally stirring a pot when he came home and told me this. But I know him. We're celebrating 19 years tomorrow of marriage.
Oh, congratulations.
But this was 12 years ago, and I knew him. I knew he had everything together as to how we were going to do this. So he said, I thought you'd wonder about the bills. So he went out to the car and brought in all these books about how to start a nonprofit organization. He already had a friend lined up to give us the seed money. So he had everything figured out before he even came to me.
Now, Mr. Roddy, how did this idea enter your mind?
Oh, first I was working in the tennis industry, and I used to give tennis programs to a place called the Hennepin County Homeschool. And I used to go out every Monday and help the young men out with playing tennis. And then every Monday I used to go out there. Every time I was getting ready to leave, they used to always ask me, well, Mr. Roddy, are you going to come back? But Mr. Roddy, we really enjoyed you being here. But Mr. Roddy, can you start playing basketball with us, or can you start just coming to my classroom? And so after about a year and a half of having those same type questions asked, that's when it hit me, and it made me realize that this is what I have to do. I felt compelled to start spending more time with these young men, because when I was working with the tennis organization, I didn't have the time. I had to travel, I had to develop other tennis programs. And so they were always pretty much in my heart when I was leaving. And so it took about a year and a half, and all of a sudden I just had that feeling that I have to do this. And that's how it started. It wasn't a goal setting, it wasn't a 5-year plan. We didn't have a business plan put together. This is just a spur of the moment, a real emotional thing for us.
Now, Mr. Roddy, a lot of people pick up the paper and read, and we say, oh, you know, crime is up in, you know, our community. Oh, that's a shame. Or look at these high school dropout rates. They're at an all-time high. That's a shame. And then we keep going with our own lives, you know, my four and no more. What made you decide to open up your heart, your life, your wife to children that you wouldn't know from Adam?
That's a good question. I'm the type of person that has to do something. Once it becomes such a part of my heart and the whole essence of who I am, I have to act on it. I didn't look at statistics. I didn't look at what reports were being produced by, you know, Fed, the state, or whatever. I felt that I needed to make a commitment to do something about it. I know the kids that I was working with, they weren't getting the help. And so I felt compelled just to do something. I felt compelled to act. And that's what kind of got me going.
Ms. Gail, when you guys got started, got up and running, did you immediately see a difference?
Oh, immediately. And see, we were volunteering at this institution at first, and we saw a difference. As Bill said, the kids would say, please come back, please come back. And we realized that that's what these kids need, consistency.
Right, because a lot of times, I'm sure you were the only African-American man who had taken an interest in them without having the father in the home and not having men, men of substance around them.
Right, and they didn't see couples. They didn't see a married couple when they saw us working together, they couldn't believe it. We would go out and cook with the girls, and Bill would sweep up the floor afterward. They couldn't believe it. You mean he really does this? He sweeps, he washes dishes? I said, sure. But they really had not seen this, and we were astounded.
Now, who are these two young men that you have brought with you today?
These are two young men. They're in their mid-20s now, and we've been working with them, and they've been working with Osiris since they were teenagers.
Now, Vann, what's the program mean to you?
It's kind of interesting, actually. I was never really in the program. My friend was, and I was introduced by my friend to Bill. And I had met Bill when I had just gotten out of school. I went to Brown, and I was looking for a job, and out of all these, you know, the sea of job recruiters and everybody, I met Bill, and he gave me this opportunity to do, out of all things, teach.
Wow. And
Bill and Gail are you know, are a big reason for where I am today. You know, it's interesting when I think about it, because they see something in you that you can't see right away.
You're shaking your head up and down. Yeah, you agree with them, Cortez?
I agree 100%.
Why so?
Personally, I have a personal relationship with Bill since I was 15. I was one of those students he taught tennis. I was one of those students that he taught life skills, how to look forward to something in life other than the streets. You touched on kids not having male role models in their life, and that's what Bill was to me. He was like a father to me, and he still is to this day, still mentoring me at 26, teaching me life skills and getting me on the right track and showing me how to be a good entrepreneur, and I'm being that today.
What does that do for you, Mr. Bill? I mean, you hear these young men saying, he saved me from the street, got me on the right track. Out of all the recruiters, Bill was there. You have a gift to make people's lives better. What does that mean to you to hear these young men say that?
Well, it makes me feel good, first of all, but it's also very, very inspiring to know that they're moving on with their lives, because I know as they improve their lives, I know that they'll be touching other people's lives. There's people that have transitioned into their lives that are making a positive impact in the world as well. And so it's almost like what you have, you pass it on. And that's how I look at it, is that I feel compelled to do what I'm doing, but also I see the results that they're having on other people as well. They're now becoming role models and mentors to other people.
So, Miss Gail, what you gonna do with this man, girl?
I'm gonna keep him forever and ever. Amen.
So, Jason, our director upstairs, has some information about your organization. How can people help out? Because you're doing some wonderful work, and there's some men out there who need to align with your organization. There's some companies who need to know what you guys are all about and what you're doing, because you're not just providing a service, but like Cortez says, you're changing lives. How can they get in touch with you?
Through our website, osirisorganization.org, and we would love to have entrepreneurs to mentor some of these young people, tell them the trials and tribulations of keeping a business going.
And what would it take for someone to volunteer?
They can just contact us through the website.
Okay. And so is there a commitment, Mr. Roddy? When they sign up, they just have to have a love for children, or is there some type of commitment that they need to have?
It's just a commitment to want to work with young people. These are the young people who have kind of passed through our organization but are still with us, because, see, our entrepreneurial division within our company consists of showing young people how to start businesses. And then what we do to get them started is that we contract them out to do a lot of our work. So we create something like, if you can use the term, a business incubator, where we mentor them as young entrepreneurs, as well as our computer program and all of the life skill components. So the entrepreneurial program is starting to grow, and we're going to need some other entrepreneurs to come in and kind of help and kind of take the lead and kind of get them to that next step.
Well, thank you all so much for being here, for the
you
work
so
you are
much.
doing, and for
Thank you.
these two fine young men that you have brought with you today.
They are, aren't they?
Thank you for being on the Crossroads Show, and thank you guys for being here with us today. We appreciate it. And you know, this is a wonderful time for you to log on to our website, crossroads.eponym.com. Find out more about Miss Gail and Mr. Bill's story. And if you have show ideas or suggestions for guests, we would love to take them. Until then, have a great rest of the weekend.